Hi guys, so I have a new video for you guys. Okay. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So I have a new video for you guys. It's my first video in 2018. I know I've been slacking, but if you're new to my channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you're back, just welcome back and stay tuned for more videos. So I've been seeing story times going around on, YouTube. So I decided to do one of my own, and it's about my encounter with a married man. So yeah. Okay, so I was in Lagos and I was running a master's program in Lagos. And I was staying with my friend in her estate. So like I have to go from the estate to school every day by public transport. Them yellow buses in Lagos, if you know, you know. And you know the struggle is real. So I had just, gone out of the estate gate and I was walking to the express where I cross the express and take a bus to school. So just immediately after I got out of the estate, a man pulled up in his car and was like, "Oh, where am I going?" Okay, first of all, you might be like, why did I enter a stranger's car? Okay, in that estate, even the friends I have in the estate, sometimes, like, they are very friendly people in the estate, let me begin by saying that. And sometimes they help. If you're going their direction, they're going to give you a ride. I had a friend who used to actually wait to see if someone was going in their direction so that he could get a ride, and it's easier that way. My friend had also said she had gotten rides from, people in that estate also go in her direction. So he was like, "Where am I going?" Initially, I was skeptical. I mean, I'm used to the whole public transport thing, even though it's stressful and all of that. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to Yaba. Yeah, my school is in Yaba." So he was like, "Oh, he could drop me at." He told me he could drop me off somewhere. That's Anthony, if you're familiar with Lagos. And I was like, "Thank you, sir. It's okay. I'll just cross the express and take a bus." He was like, "No, no, no, no. I insist." I was like, "It's fine, sir. Really, it's no trouble at all." Then he was like, "No, let me just drop you. Since I'm not taking you all the way, I could just give you a ride to Antony where you get a bus." And it's actually easier for me to get to Antony to get a bus rather than me crossing the express. Because sometimes when I cross the express and wait for a bus, it takes time. And sometimes I still end up walking to Antony. So I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you very much, sir." So I entered the car. Initially, I was like, whatever, married or not, like my mind didn't even go there. So I entered the car and we were driving. So he was like, "Oh, so where are you going?" I was like, "Oh, to school and everything." I was like, "What are you studying?" I was like, "Oh, my master's in cell biology and genetics." So we're going and everything, and I was cool until he said, "I can imagine you being a lecturer and all your male students giving you trouble because you're a fine girl." That's when I was like, nah, this wasn't out of the goodness of his heart. I was like, hell no. So for when he said that, I just, smiled and ignored it. And at that point, I started checking I wasn't even attracted to this man in any way, but I was like, this man looks like he's married. He looks like he would be married. But I checked his his ring finger or whatever, and he wasn't wearing a wedding ring. So you know what, girls, it's not by wedding ring, especially in this Lagos, there are very, very young guys that are married, but they don't have wedding ring. So don't don't think because he's not wearing a wedding ring he's not married. You are wrong. So we got talking. He was like, "So apart from school, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I like music, blah 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 blah." So he was like, "Oh, I have a music studio." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. It's over here around this area." I was like, "That's nice." He was like, "We work with artists and we even shoot music videos." And at that point, I was making a music video with Afrosmileys. So check them out on Instagram. As in, Afrosmileys has a lot of merchandise that you could purchase, and the owner, Ariel, also does a lot of things, photography, video shoots, and all of that. So check him out on Instagram. I'm gonna link it. I was looking for my Afrosmileys shirts to wear for this video, but I couldn't find it, so it's somewhere in. So anyways, he was like, he shoots videos and music stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So he was like, oh, can I have your number? At that point, I was like, well, he does music, and I mean, you need connections in Lagos if you want to like have access to a music studio and all of that. So I was like, you know what, what's the harm? And then I was already at Antonia, and I didn't want to waste time with the whole back and forth. Give me your number. No. Why? Because give me a no. Why? Like, I don't like the whole back and forth. So I gave him my number anyways, and I got down and I went to school and everything. And that was, so that was it. I got to school. So I didn't just have the mind to call the guy. Like, I felt there was no point. So and he had my number, so I felt like if he needed me for anything, not for anything, like, you get the point. I didn't just want to call him. I didn't just have, like, there was something fishy about it, the whole thing. And I think he was married from the looks of things. And so time went on. I think about a week later, I saw him in the estate. And I just greeted him and went about my way. He was now like, you didn't call me, oh. Like, why didn't you call me? I just smiled and continued going because I was on my way to school. But the first issue I had was like, why is this guy saying, why didn't I call him when he has my number? Like, you have my number, so why aren't you calling me if you want to call me? So the next time I saw him in the estate, he was with a woman. And this man pretended like he didn't even see me. That's when I was like, this guy is definitely up to something. This man is definitely up to something. Because the first time I saw him, he was alone and he greeted me like very well. And the second time I saw him, he was with a woman. I don't know if it was his wife. I have no clue. But he just pretended like, you know, I didn't exist. And, you know me, I couldn't care less because I wasn't even interested. I mean, I saw him another time. This time he was with another male friend. And he was like, you didn't call me. You said you were going to check out my studio and you didn't call me. I was like, you have my number, but that's besides the point. Like, why was he insisting that I call him? You see, I'm sure he wanted me to call him first so that if anything goes down, it will be like, after all, you were the one that called me. And the fact that this guy is married, he lives in the same estate that I do. His wife can literally walk from one block to the next block and whoop my ass. Like, I'm not about to get beat up and So there was this day when I was shooting a music video with Ariel. Check him out once again. And I saw this man coming, and this time he was carrying a baby. The baby was really cute. Like that baby was so fine. So he came up to us and was still talking about the whole music thing, his studio, the equipment he has. He was like, oh, if you need any equipment, call me. We let it go, but he was not like, I was like, oh, your baby is so cute. He now practically gave me the baby. It was a baby. I like babies, so I carried the baby, and he was talking to the video director Ariel about video equipment, like for making videos, camera equipment and all of that. I mean, I thought all those camera things you were saying were like big things, like they were, you know, the big deals, but because I don't know much about that stuff. But when he was going and he took his baby with him, Ariel was like, those things aren't even all that. So imagine if I was so, you know, interested because he said he had all this equipment. When he gave me a ride to school and I was so like, oh my gosh, and I called him, like, it wouldn't have been all that in the end. Because this guy was so insistent on me calling him. Why? Why couldn't he call me? Because he had my number as well. See, I saw him one other time again, and I just greeted him and continued going. I think at that point he realized that, Okay, the next time I saw him after the video shoot, he told me that why didn't I call him for the video equipment and all of that. I was like, no, it's fine. We were okay with the ones we had. And that was basically the next time I saw him. I just greeted him and went about my way. So first of all, I just want to advise all those girls dating married men, once again, you are wrong. Even if you have an idea or an inkling, even the slightest bit of, that there's something up with this guy, you better check it out, because a lot of the times there are always clues, and then you get blinded by these clues, maybe because the guy has money, he's treating you well, and you go ahead into the relationship. He can't marry you in the end. He's probably not going to leave his wife. He might be enjoying you for sex or whatever. Even if you're not having sex with him, it's still very wrong to date a married man. And you want to get married and have a man who is faithful to you? It don't work that way. Even if you feel, oh, I'm not sleeping with him, so your husband, when you get married, might not be sleeping with them, but money he could spend on you, he might be spending on another girl that is probably 10 years younger than you. And then in a couple of years you get married and you go on Juru and start complaining about how you think your husband is cheating on you with a younger girl. Or you go on Juru and say you didn't know he was married. Okay, many of the times these guys are sleek, and yes, they can deceive. And if you fall into that kind of situation where you had no idea because the guy was just too sleek, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But if you had an idea, the slightest idea, things were off, and you still went ahead with it, you have yourself to blame. Don't go on Juru and start complaining that you didn't know he was married. I don't judge anybody. I leave judgment to God, but it's very wrong to date a married man. So that's all I'm trying to advise. Do not date a married man. Whether or not you're sleeping with him, whether or not he can provide you with whatever. If you need an iPhone X, or you need an iPhone 10 or an iPhone 15 or a MacBook or whatever, work, make your money, go and work for your money. And the thing is that when you work for something, trust me, you appreciate it far more than if it's just given to you for free. So yeah, that's the video for today. Thanks for watching. For more story times, for video suggestions, whatever you want me to do, I have free time now, and I really want to try and be consistent. So let me know in the comment section below. So till my next video,